Two more. The Dodgers. This might be quick. I have some moves in mind that I just want to throw your way. The LA Dodgers, their 2023 luxury tax penalty was about $19.5 million. Their estimated 2024 payroll, about $270 million. And I ask you, who gives a shit what they pay in tax penalties? They made minced meat of Major League Baseball this offseason. Notable transactions is pretty much hitting replay on the Just Baseball show for the last month. They signed Shohei Ohtani to a 10-year, $700 million contract. They signed Yoshinobu Yamamoto to a 12-year, $325 million contract. They acquired Tyler Glasnow and Manuel Margot from Tampa for Ryan Pepio and Johnny DeLuca. They subsequently extend Glasnow for a restructured 5 for 136. They signed Jason Hayward back to a one-year deal. They signed Joe Kelly to a one-year deal, signed Daniel Hudson to a one-year deal, Ricky Vanasco to a one-year deal, and they acquired Trey Sweeney for Yorbit Vivas and Victor Gonzalez. Best offseason ever. The catching situation. Will Smith, Austin Barnes as the backup, clearly a fan favorite, and Hunter Fiducia as the guy in waiting. If you go on Fangraphs, you'll see Diego Cartaya slated in AAA. Cartaya is not going to contribute to the LA Dodgers in 2024. Fiducia can, and Fiducia is a fine AAA hitter that if you need to break glass in case of emergency, Fiducia can be the catcher. First base, Freddie Freeman, Michael Busch, Max Muncy as his backups. Second base, Mookie Betts is apparently there full-time with Miguel Vargas and Busch as his backups. Shortstop, Gavin Lux to Miguel Rojas. Third base, Max Muncy and Michael Busch. The outfield, James Outman, Chris Taylor, Jason Hayward, Manuel Margot. You've got Andy Pages, Jose Ramos, Ryan Ward, Travis Swaggerty waiting, and Shohei Ohtani will be your DH. Any notes?
I like how normally, right, for every other team, I think so far, we've gone through each position and you say, are you okay with that? We talk about it. We like all these players. You didn't even do that. And I understand why, because why would we? What? Will Smith is one of the best catchers. Yep, I'm keeping him, right? I mean, there's no notes. This team is as good on paper as we have seen in the last decade. And that's what you get when you spend $1.1 billion in an offseason, even though it was on two players. But there still could be more moves to be made. And that's why I'm excited to talk about them.
I think so. So minor deals, actually like legit minor league free agent deals. I want one of Andrew Kisner or Yasmani Grandal to the Dodgers on a minor league deal, just in case shit hits the fan.
Why?
If Smith gets hurt, do you want to run Austin Barnes out there every day and either Fiducia or a Cartaya as like his backup / timeshare?
I see what you're saying there. Yeah, I wouldn't mind giving one of those guys a deal. Feels like Grandal would be a Dodger and they figure something out.
He already was, right? It's, like you spend the first month in AAA, and if you're not up on the big club by June 1, then you're granted free agency. White Sox did that with Johnny Cueto. You see that every year. Dallas Keuchel did that this past year. I think it works like that.
It's a great idea because I was blinded by my absolute love for Will Smith, considering him one of the best catchers in Major League Baseball, point blank, period. So I didn't even think about something like that. But you're right. Anyone could get injured. Might as well get a guy like Grandal. I think Grandal's the perfect option there.
Yeah. So kind of same thinking with Kevin Pillar. Like, do you want to run Andy Pages out there? He's coming off of a year where he pretty much missed the entire season. Do that thing. If he's, not up by June 1, just cut bait with him. The real move that will impact the major league level for me.
Would you rather get Pillar? Or would you rather get Travis Jankowski? I want a guy who just won a championship. I like Travis Jankowski. Sure. I think he'd be a valuable guy to add. I'd rather get him.
We already gave Jankowski to the Miami Marlins on the last episode.
But remember, we always live in alternative universes where we can put these guys in whatever team we want. Now that we're dealing with Boxberger. Yeah, Brad Boxberger. Every team got Brad Boxberger last year.
Travis Jankowski, you are the new Brad Boxberger. Jankowski is a great idea. But Margot is like the fourth outfielder, and you're cool with Manuel Margot. And I mean, hell, man, like maybe Swaggerty gets some run, or Ryan Ward finally gets some run.
I'm also really excited about Miguel Vargas. I feel like he's just flying under the radar here, right? Yes. He was still kind of is a great hitting prospect in the Dodgers system. Got some run, played well, just was kind of banged up. But he's only 24 years old, and he can play both infield and outfield. I think he's a guy that kind of nobody's talking about on the Dodgers because why would you, right? There's so many other guys to talk about. But I'm really excited to see him this season.
Yeah, he has struggled in his first two cameos at the major league level, but not too worried about it. He's super talented, as is Michael Bush. The change that I am going to make is I have a platoon shortstop in mind for the LA Dodgers, and I want to walk you through the splits. So, Rojas, do you want to run Miguel Rojas out there with his Dodger lineup? He's kind of a liability there.
No, no, thank you.
Why would you not throw a little bit of money at Tim Anderson on a 1 year deal?
I wrote the same thing down in my notes. No brainer. Absolutely should do it. Get him motivated again in Dodger Blue. He could be great.
Handed splits. Gavin Lux against right handed pitching, 748 career OPS. Against left handed pitching, 587. So you take out the 587 OPS from Lux and you replace it with a guy who is historically good against left handed pitching. Tim Anderson, career 696 OPS against right handed pitching, career 847 OPS against left handed pitching. So what you can run out now at shortstop is against right-handed pitchers, a guy with a career 748 OPS, and against left-handed pitchers, a guy with a career 850 OPS.
Makes all the sense in the world. Two potential wrenches. Do you think the Dodgers in Gavin Lux's age 26 season, when he was arguably the best prospect in baseball when he was coming up, we're finally going to give you the shortstop role, but we're going to platoon you? And
I
then
don't
on the Tim
think
Anderson side, do you think Tim Anderson wants to sign with a team that just has him play against lefties? You think that's
I
where he's
think
at in his career? Or would he rather just take it with another team to get an everyday job? That's my only wrench is like them as people. The stats make all the sense in the
yeah,
world.
I'm running out of places to put Tim Anderson as an everyday shortstop.
Which is fine. But I wonder if he thinks that. It's Tim Anderson. I bet he still thinks he's box office, and he has no reason really not to believe that. He was great until like last year, where it was the worst season from hell in Chicago.
Yeah. I think that this could be a good year to rebuild his stock. That's why I would do it from TA's perspective. Now,
But do you think he's rebuilding his stock if he's a platoon guy? Like, I don't
I,
think any team is going to be like, yeah, you were a great platoon option. We're also going to sign you to be a platoon option next
I
year.
mean, Lux is also coming off an ACL tear. Like, who's to say that he's playing, every game against right-handed pitching?
True. Could be that.
The
I just don't
other,
know if those two guys are going to accept it and the Dodgers want to platoon Gavin Lux.
so what I will say is, respectfully, from the Dodger standpoint, I don't care if Gavin Lux doesn't accept it. What is the goal for the LA Dodgers this year?
That's more than fine with me. I could totally see them saying that, being like, yeah, we don't care.
What have you done? Like,
Yeah.
are you? I would want to ask the Dodgers, do you truly believe that Gavin Lux is the future of the franchise at shortstop? Because I remember when he had the yips at second base. I
Yep.
remember when he was kind of mincemeat. He was getting the Michael Bush treatment. And now all of a sudden it's, oh, Lux is the guy. And people were really excited in spring training. And then he goes down. They figure it out. But the narrative around Lux, I don't think is this guy's a future major league superstar. I think it's, yeah, he's the shortstop.
I
But if
agree with
you've
you.
got an option to enhance the shortstop position for the LA Dodgers who want to win the World Series, I think you just have to do it.
I think we make this. I just don't know if Timmy A would want to. Maybe he does.
And
But
that's the biggest wrench.
that would be the wrench. I think more than the luck situation. It would be,
Yeah.
does Tim Anderson accept a platoon option? I
Yeah.
don't think that he does personally, but I think we should do it because it makes the most sense for the Dodgers. And maybe they just give him like 15 million and be like, we're gonna pay
Yeah.
you like a starter. This is just your role though. And maybe he's fine with that.
And I think it's unlikely that he does accept it. I'm with you at the end of the day because he has leverage.
Yeah.
Free agents have leverage. If he was a trade candidate, like he doesn't have leverage, he does whatever they ask him to, but he has his choice. I just wonder if he's going to have an everyday choice out there. Pitching staff Walker
Wait.
Bueller, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, yes.
Before we move on to pitching, are we just not going to do anything to this outfield with Jason Hayward, James Outman, and Chris Taylor? I mean, I would love for Mookie to just play the outfield, even though he's going to play second base all year. He's one of the best defensive outfielders I've ever seen in my entire life. We're going to move him to second. Of course, he's great at second. He's great at everything. He's Mookie Betts. But at the same time, though, like, is Chris Taylor your starting left fielder for the Los Angeles Dodgers all season long?
Taylor and Vargas, probably.
Yeah. I guess that'll be fine with Margot. You can mix and match there. They'll probably make a trade at the deadline or something. I
Sure.
just, it's hard to see them spend so much money and then look at that outfield and say, well, I guess we still have money, correct?
I mean, they ran out Hayward and Peralta last year and they won 100 games.
And they got swept by the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. I think that in large part had to do with Mookie being invisible, Freddie being pretty invisible, and Kershaw getting rocked.
And Lance Lynn getting rocked and everybody getting rocked. Yeah, no, I agree with
Brandon
you.
Pfaadt standing on his head.
Yeah, like nobody was thinking, oh, if the Dodgers had someone different than Jason Hayward in right field, that they could have gone farther. I agree with you. So no, we don't have to do anything. It's just my brain staring at those three names and looking at the rest of the Dodgers roster and saying to ourselves, yeah, we shouldn't do anything. But I agree with you. Let's not.
I'm good. Starting rotation: Yamamoto, Bueller, Glasnow, Bobby Miller, Emmett Sheehan, with Yarborough, Stone, Grove, Knack, Frasso, Hurt as backups. Good with it.
So good.
So good.
I mean, just unbelievable.
Every night is must watch.
Every night. Bobby Miller could be an ace. I mean, he could be a legit ace
He
next
throws
year.
100.
And then Bueller can be an ace. Glasnow can be an ace. And Yamamoto could be an ace. They could legit trot out a number 1 4 out of the 5 days a week. And then
Sheehan can be a
gamble on
3.
one of their great young pitchers.
Mhm.
And one of them is going to work.
Yep.
Between Sheehan and Stone and all these guys, one of them. And if it doesn't, they'll go to the deadline and trade for like a Burns.
Yeah, because they've got a bunch of great dudes in Rancho and in Great Lakes right now.
Or we could trade for Burns right now.
Nope.
We could. They could. That's only the point. I don't think we should. I'm just saying they could. They could trade Sheehan and Stone and not feel it for Burns.
Totally. The bullpen is actually where I want to make a move.
Yeah.
The bullpen is Evan Phillips, Brusdar Graterol, Joe Kelly, Vesia, Yency Almonte, Alex Ferguson, Blake Trinan, Fire Eisen's coming off the IL, Hudson, Krismat, Varlin, Vanasco. It's really good. Evan Phillips is one of the better closers in baseball over the last couple of years. But I think he can be the best setup guy in baseball, not named Brian Abreu. And I think we can go trade for a closer from that gluttony of prospects. And I am approaching Milwaukee about Devin Williams. He enters arbitration, his second year of arbitration this year, with an estimated $6.1 million price tag. What do we know about the Milwaukee Brewers? They don't love paying guys. They traded Hader in his final year. Actually, no, second to last year. And guess where Devin Williams is at? His second to last year. So he's going to be owed about $16 million over the next 2 years. Who's blocked? Michael Busch. We are banging our heads against the wall saying, let this guy play. He's really good. He's played second and third base in his minor league career. Guess what Milwaukee needs? A second baseman and a third baseman. They can upgrade over Turang or Monasterio. Michael Busch is an easy upgrade. They could also use another good starting pitching prospect. So I pitch you Michael Busch and Nick Frasso for Devin Williams. What do you say?
I say yes if I'm the Brewers. Of course you do.
I say yes if I'm the Dodgers right away. I don't blink.
Should we trade for Devin Williams? Do you think that's the best plan of attack here for the Dodgers? Because there are more guys. Like, we just came to that quickly, and I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
But there are other options, right? Instead of trading those assets, do we just sign Lou Trevino, who looked great with the Yankees? He was in that Montes deal, and he's not going to be very expensive. You just put him on the Dodgers with that slider. He's going to be really good for them. And then they don't have to give up anything. So I love that trade, but is that actually better for the Dodgers?
I think so. Is that a Dodger move right now, signing Lou Trevino, based on what they've done this offseason? I think no. And the reports were that the Dodgers were allegedly in on Josh Hader. So I think if they are fishing in the Hader market, they can go not pay $100 million for a closer, pay this guy 16 to 20 over the next 2 years, and have Devin Williams as their closer.
Do you think David Bednar is more expensive?
Bednar, if I'm not mistaken, has 4 years of control left.
Yeah, that might be someone who the Dodgers are willing to pay a couple more pieces with because Devin is a free agent sooner. I'm just curious if we could workshop other guys.
Bednar has 3 years of control left. I don't think the Pirates do it. because he's from Pittsburgh. Like there's something about that identity being there for Bednar. And who's a sexier name? Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, I want Devin
We know
Williams
who the
for sure.
sexier name is. We know that the Airbender's a sexier candidate. Clase was kind of floated. I don't think the Guardians need a Michael Bush type, but I think Bush is the easy guy to ID, and it's like, you're surplus. Let's move you. I think the Brewers need a Bush, and I think the Dodgers could really use a Williams.
Twins won't do this, but I wonder what the Dodgers would give them for Yohan Duran.
No, that guy's untouchable.
I know he's so good. I'm
Untouchable.
just like we're talking best closes of baseball. I just think it's fun to like workshop what packages for these guys would look with, even though they're not ever going to happen. But
All right. So are you cool with Tim Anderson and Devin Williams?
I'm cool with Tim Anderson and Devin Williams. I mean, they're going to be one of the best teams in baseball. But then we get to the postseason, and you're going to be hated. Let's see what you do.
That's
Let's
fine.
see what you do. I'm
That's fine.
excited. I cannot wait.
So
I
now,
want an NLCS with the Braves and the Dodgers, and I want them going at it. But at the same time, I want the Phillies just somewhere in there. So I don't know what to do. I love all these teams.
our new look LA Dodgers. Will Smith is the catcher, Freddie Freeman at first, Mookie Betts at second, the shortstop platoon of Gavin Lux and Tim Anderson, Max Muncy at third, an outfield of Outman, Taylor, Hayward, and Manny Margot. Otani is the DH. Starting rotation of Yamamoto, Bueller, Glasnow, Miller, Sheehan, and a bullpen with Devin Williams as the closer. Phillips is the setup guy. And then Gratterall gets the seventh. Kelly gets the sixth. So does Vesia, Yency Almonte, Alex Ferguson, Blake Trinan on any given day.
Blake Trinan, when healthy, might be the best reliever in Major League Baseball. That's how good the sinker is. Willie Saley, I don't know, but I just love seeing his name back in Major League Baseball. I hope he shoves.